Sydney, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here, at least virtually. Hey, everybody. I am in Hong Kong right now, and obviously 12 hours away from DC. I was called, or actually, I have to remain here unexpectedly. I was hoping to be there with you in DC this week. Unfortunately, I am in Hong Kong doing work here with a client. It's great work, but really missed the opportunity of being with you all. And I just want to take a moment to do a couple things. First, I want to thank Sydney for the opportunity to speak at the event. I want to apologize to you, Sydney, for not being able to be there because of this unforeseen event, and look forward to seeing you again soon. I also want to thank you for the tireless work that you have done for the industry over the last 5 years. You have been at every event. CrowdFund Beat is well respected in the industry. You have been able to pull together really great people to talk about this issue and to move this issue forward of online finance and crowdfunding in the United States and really around the world. So thank you for that. I also want to thank you for the really distinct honor that you did Woody and I by making us Crowdfunding People of the Year. We were deeply moved by this opportunity, by the award, and very kind of you to do so. I think that there's been a tremendous number of people who have done great things in this industry, and we're just glad to be a part of it. I wanted to also, on a personal note, just let you guys know, for those of you who know my business partner, Woody Neese, or Sherwood, as many people know him, he's doing great. He and his son are doing very well. His son's growing and just thriving. So all is good there, and he sends his regards to all of you. I want to just take a couple of moments to share a few thoughts with you. Sydney asked me to spend a couple minutes doing that, to talk about some of the things we're seeing and thinking about as we're doing work, both in the U.S. and in other places, and sort of thinking about the road ahead. So as we're looking at the road ahead in the ecosystem and where we're headed, I think one of the things that we are constantly reminded of is that the industry is not changing maybe quite as fast as we'd like it to. Things are growing, but we certainly would like to see more rapid growth. I think the thing that we really believe is if you look at the growth curve of any of these major industry changes or major new innovations, the first 24 to 30 months of the adoption curve is fairly flat. And it really is only after that first 24 months that you really begin to see a significant bend in the curve and the adoption of new technology, the adoption of new funding mechanisms really take off. And we really believe that will happen in this industry as well. We've seen solid growth in the industry over the last 12 months. It's hard to believe it's been almost exactly a year since many of us were in DC together to celebrate the enactment of Title III of the Jobs Act at the Capitol building. And I just want to reflect on that and the fact that we've had some solid progress. Companies are being funded. More and more states are getting involved. Millions of dollars have now been raised through this opportunity. And there's certainly hope for an expansion of Title III and the other forms of online finance and crowdfunding in the Jobs Act, maybe this year and next with legislation that's certainly pending in the Congress. I think when we look more broadly where we see kind of the next phase of evolution, really are looking across three different themes. And those themes are infrastructure, private capital markets, and convergence. So globally speaking, we're really thinking about infrastructure from a standpoint of where we already have deeply connected individuals in mobile and social, and the market demands are there. We're really seeing leapfrogs in technology in many ways. And so there's new infrastructure opportunities for investment, new infrastructure opportunities for innovation that we're very, very excited about. Second are the private capital markets, which obviously crowdfunding sits squarely inside of, and the opportunities to create new innovation in that space is huge. And then third, convergence is an opportunity for innovation that we're really spending a lot of time on now, where you have this crossover of platforms, where you're seeing the crossover of where you're seeing new investments in big data and security and AI, virtual reality, IoT, social and mobile and biometric innovations. Out of those innovations and those platforms will come additional fintech and additional crowdfunding and online financial services. And I mean, just one small example that I noted in the news about 2 weeks ago is Alibaba and Alipay have created a new way using head gestures to purchase things in a virtual reality world. That's just been one tiny example of this convergence idea. Examples in the infrastructure idea really are things like solutions for alternative credit scoring, cross-border investment, remittance and diaspora investment, trade finance, and common data standards are all critically important, especially in developing economies, to help these sorts of innovations grow. And then finally, private capital markets. I mean, you guys are all seeing the same things we're seeing. This is just ripe for opportunities. Next generation funding, lending platforms and funding platforms, iBanking as a service, new syndication platforms, new reg tech and compliance tech solutions, KYC and AML solutions. Really, and then innovations that are taking place on the crowdfunding and Title II platforms themselves. So there's just a lot going on. And so, while the adoption may not have been quite as fast as any of us had hoped for initially, I absolutely believe that we are on a fundamental trajectory of change, that this absolutely will change the landscape of fundraising forever. And we are, at page 127 of a 1,000-page novel. We're making progress every day. And so, on that note, I hope you have a fantastic day and a fantastic agenda. The opportunity to catch up with old friends and make new contacts. And please do take a moment during the day to just let Sydney know how much we as an industry appreciate his efforts, and we look forward to his continued leadership. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.